Lakeville North is synonymous with talent and success when it comes to athletics, but so is Stillwater, especially in girls soccer. We're at Lakeville North Stadium. For high school girls soccer, we head on the road as the Stillwater Ponies pay a visit to the Lakeville North Panthers. I'm Mike Beaton. Here I am, all by myself, talking to myself. That's Chaos Theory. These two schools have a level of familiarity with each other. They met twice last year, once in the regular season. We had that game for you on Valley Access channels and on our YouTube channel. That game was won by no one, and it wasn't lost by anyone either. It was a scoreless draw. Different story in the quarterfinal round. Stillwater took advantage of a couple of opportunities late in the first half and early in the second to knock off Lakeville North in the Class 2A state quarterfinal round 2-0. Since then, Lakeville North was moved from Section 1 to Section 3, so the Panthers, if they want to get back, they'll have to face the likes of Egan, who we saw earlier today, if you're following along on YouTube, and Rosemount, a team that both schools have defeated. So if you look at common opponents, these two have a pretty impressive resume. Stillwater, the defending Section 4 4A champions. They are in a fight with White Bear Lake. There is a big game next Thursday when the two schools meet to end the regular season that could very well determine who gets the number one seed. East Ridge knocking off Stillwater last week opened up the Suburban East Conference standings, but if you go by QRF and overall record, Stillwater still has the edge. They have 11 wins, White Bear Lake 10-1. Stillwater 11-2-0, Lakeville North 9-3-0. Stillwater wearing the white with red numbers, Lakeville North wearing the black, and we're underway. As we said, Lakeville North, a school synonymous with athletic success. No matter the sport, Lakeville North is always in the conversation. Football won a state championship last year, girls basketball frequently in the state tournament, lacrosse, soccer, volleyball. They've built a powerhouse down here in the South Metro. Lakeville North looking to make the first move. That's number 14, Emma Young. Data limited on Lakeville North. For Stillwater, they don't necessarily run up the score. They average 3.2 a game, so it's not like they are challenged when it comes to offense, but they have a lot of different weapons, if you've been following our coverage all season. In fact, there were 3 different goal scorers in the rain-shortened victory over Woodbury that we called for you on Tuesday. I called for you live on Valley Access channels. But Lexi Huber and Sophia Steble are a couple of players to watch. They have led the team in goals and assists all season long. But a different story, different dynamic than earlier today with Paige Peltier, who picked up her 29th goal of the season. Lakeville North will bat it out of play. And one thing I think all of us are happy to have is a traditional press box. Cretin-Durham Hall, Wingert Field, I'll say this, you get an up-close and personal view, front row seat to all the action, but it's a little cramped. And I got a little singed by the sun, but Cretin-Durham Hall, though, they're a program to look out for. Egan could be a dark horse. There are a lot of good teams when it comes to girls soccer. No clear favorite this year. Stillwater, they've held the number 1 ranking a couple of times. They had a 3-0 win over Woodbury, 6-0 win over Park of Cottage Grove. Stillwater, this is not uncommon for them. 5 straight shutout wins to start the season. They had a similar streak a year ago. They don't give up many goals. Lakeville North on the attack. Hadley Johnson picks it up on the one hop from Mara Davis, number 19. Hadley Johnson, a solid senior season, I should say sophomore season. She's not quite a senior yet, although I'm sure Hadley wishes she was. 8.67 save percentage, 39 saves on the year. Stillwater looking to go on the attack. And Lakeville North will clear it away. They do concede a throw-in, though. Here's Dara Andringa. She's picked up a few goals this year. And as we noted, Stillwater, they don't run up the score. They don't score as often as someone like Cretin-Durham Hall, but they can put up big numbers. We've seen that a couple of times. 6-0 win over Moorhead. 8-0 win over Forest Lake. And 6-0 win over Park of Cottage Grove. And our first corner of the game. Dara Andringa, often the corner kick set piece specialist for the Ponies. Let's see what she does here. First corner kick of the game. Found a Stillwater player, but it bounces away. And here comes Lakeville North. Annie Waters, the junior keeper for the Panthers. If you recall, she had a couple of impressive saves in the regular season meeting between these two teams. Right now, action at midfield. Both teams fighting for control. Ponies on the move. Andringa was tripped, nothing called by Emma Young. Here's Lexi Huber to Andringa. Andringa with the centering pass. Finds someone on the backside, deflected off a Lakeville North player, and Annie Waters will chase down the ball and fall on it. Bonnie said safe. Well, we don't play that sport until the spring, Bonnie, but thanks for playing. And speaking of that sport, as you know, the Minnesota Twins picked up win 101 today. They could go for 102 tomorrow. They will face the New York Yankees in the ALDS. And Andringa finds Huber. Annie Waters can't get to it, but a Lakeville North player sends it away. A beautiful save by Sydney Gilhorn. Waters tried to catch up to it, and it was Gilhorn who saves the day and prevents an early Stillwater goal, but the Ponies aren't done yet. Huber may get another chance. Can't get the lane, has to pass back out. Andringa fires, and too high. What a move. What a clearance by Gilhorn. That is highlight reel worthy. It looked like the ball was going to roll in and Stillwater was going to pick up the goal. Gilhorn says, I don't think so. And for those who find soccer a boring sport where everyone runs around, well, that was a big-time moment. Stillwater, they're not done. Trying to get on the attack here. Temperature 57 degrees. The sun is set. It's a beautiful evening for high school soccer. Lakeville North looking to go on a counter. They don't have a great lane set up, and the Stillwater back line will intervene. Lakeville North will send it into the bench. Goal kick coming up for Hadley Johnson. Stillwater looking to assert themselves here. Deep pass intended for Huber. The ball gets behind her, though, and Lakeville North will send it away. As we noted in the first game with Cretin-Durham Hall and Egan, it's not an uncommon tactic. Boot the ball away as Rachel Folden will throw it in. Give your defense a chance to set up. You'd rather concede a throw-in than a corner or any other free kick. Folden's shot short. It's chased down, though, by number 10, Amelia Bartosh, and that was close. So Stillwater with a couple of quality chances in the opening minutes. That one a little bit off the mark, but Stillwater is sending a message to Lakeville North. Again, they did not lose in the regular season series a year ago. Tied in the regular season meeting, won in the state quarterfinal. Loose ball, and chasing it down was number 9, Marissa Bonilla. She doesn't have as many goals as Steble or Huber, but she can score when needed. And Mike Huber, the head coach, really praised the leadership that she has taken on, and we mentioned this on Tuesday if you watched the live broadcast. Mike Huber not afraid to embrace the youth movement. And Annie Waters. Annie Waters has a couple of key stops. She stopped Bonilla's shot. That Lakeville North defense, they are tough to crack. Brian Lehman, the head coach of Lakeville North. And Mike Huber, the head coach of Stillwater. And when the schedule came out and this was one of the matchups, this was one of those dates you circle if you're a soccer fan. But it's Stillwater dominating in the early going. Good challenge by Folden. And boots a one-hopper that is fielded by Annie Waters. Something tells me we're going to be calling Annie Waters a lot. Not literally calling her. I don't have her number. Well, I do. It's 1. And when it comes to the Lakeville North defense, she is number 1. Bonilla looking for Huber on the throw-in, and Lakeville North again content to keep Stillwater along the edges. Bonilla, cross, and that shot is high.
Goal kick, Lakeville North.
Good ball movement on Stillwater's end, though. They get a shot on target. Who knows what could happen, but so far Lakeville North has held off every Stillwater attack.
Subbing in for Lakeville North, number 13, sophomore attacker Abby Moore.
Action at midfield. Huber battling with the Lakeville North defender. And the ball moves across on the far side. Lakeville North, in case you're wondering, is the original Lakeville High School. The two split several years ago, over a decade ago actually, with Lakeville North, Lakeville South. And since that split, Lakeville North has been the more successful of the two sister schools. Lakeville South hoping to change that narrative when it comes to athletics. But it's often Lakeville North that makes the conversation. Huber stays with it, tries to look for Bonilla. Annie Waters gets there first. And Bonilla has to shimmy around Waters to prevent a collision. Now it's Stillwater's turn to take over. Looked like they were just going to send it out of play, but they're able to reestablish possession. Andringa doesn't have anywhere to go, and I think she did the smart thing. She did. Took the shot, got the deflection off a Lakeville North player, and in the process, ensures a corner kick, which will be delivered by Rachel Folden. Already the second corner for the Ponies. And as you know, set pieces can produce some theatrics. Folden. Header off the top of the post. Another close call. You couldn't ask for a better ball from Rachel Folden. The header just hit the post.
Number 5, senior captain Brooke Power. Number 12, sophomore defender Elena Katulski. Number 22, senior defender Carly Griffith.
Stillwater not fooling around, though. Lakeville North hasn't been able to get on the attack yet. Lakeville North wearing the black, Stillwater wearing the white, as night has fallen here at Pony Stadium. That's not right. This is Lakeville North Stadium. I'm used to saying Pony Stadium because of all the times I cover Stillwater games at Stillwater. Especially last year, volleyball and soccer. We were there frequently. It seemed like they always had a home game. Didn't have to go on the road. Yes. But that's not a pony out there. That's a panther. My apologies, Lakeville North. Free kick for the Ponies. And the header to Waters. I don't know if that was by design, but good thing Waters caught it. If that header was a little bit outside of her reach, that could have been an own goal. That would have been disastrous. So Lakeville North trying to use their defense. Hoping the defense can be their ticket to a win. Lakeville North applauds that move to get around Bonilla. That was number 26, Sarah Kugler, but Stillwater will take over again as the ball went out of play. Another throw in by Folden. High lob. Folden tried to center it. Instead, Lakeville North takes over. And running off with it is Ashley Bennett, the sophomore forward. Foul on Lakeville North, a collision between the two fives, Brooke Power and Haley Nelson. Bonilla trying to track down the ball. Annie Waters will get there first. And Lakeville North player almost lost her balance. Hallie Whitty, it looked like almost hit the turf. Nelson on the free kick. Stillwater having plenty of opportunities on offense in the opening minutes of this one. And there's another example, but that shot is high. Sophia Steble on the attempt. They are trying everything. Stillwater is. Will it produce a goal-scoring opportunity? We shall see. Again, they've been close on a couple of occasions. Bonilla, I should say Huber, tried the pass to herself, and a good box out. Huber sends her defender, and that's going to be a foul.
Free kick, Lakeville North.
Good job by Lakeville North, though, to box out Lexi Huber, who I imagine will have a college selection in her sights. Bartosh finds Huber. Huber around a couple defenders. Doesn't see a lane. Has to center it, and it goes right to a Lakeville North player. Panthers will clear it. Stillwater takes over.
Subbing in for Lakeville North, number 19, senior midfielder, Martinez. I'd like to take this time to recognize one of our two platinum sponsors, Integral Honda, and the family-owned and operated auto dealerships of the Integral Heights and Toronto community.
Lakeville North awaiting the throw-in.
Since 2008, delivering exceptional customer service.
If you just joined us, if you're watching this on the Valley Access Channel's airwaves, Stillwater with no shortage of opportunities. They've had plenty of good looks against Lakeville North, including one shot from Lexi Huber that was deflected by Annie Waters. It was rolling toward the goal until Sydney Gilhorn at the last minute got it out of there. And right now, Lakeville North looking to go on the counter. They just might have that chance. It's a foot race. And it will be a Lakeville North corner. Abby Ruland chased down the ball and carried it all the way, fought with a Stillwater player. Although given the circumstances, I think the Ponies will take a corner as opposed to an unopposed shot. As that set piece, that corner rolls harmlessly out of play, but Stillwater not out of the woods yet. Lakeville North looking for another takeover. Dangerous, of course, in enemy territory. To turn over the ball on your own side of the field, that is. And Amelia Bartosh boots it out of play to give Lakeville North the throw-in and give her defense a chance to catch their breath for a moment, set up. Lakeville North, then Stillwater, both started the season with impressive win streaks. Stillwater won the first 5. Lakeville North won the first 6. In fact, it's been a season of streaks for the Panthers. 6 in a row to start the year. They lost 3 in a row to their inner-city rival Lakeville South, 2-1 to Minneapolis Washburn, and 1-0 to Prior Lake. They've won their last 3, including a 3-2 win over Rosemount. Lakeville North looking for a chance. Stillwater's back line trying to get in there, and Hadley Johnson makes a diving save, and a yellow has been issued. A yellow card to number 5, Brooke Power, after she collided with Hadley Johnson. Hadley makes a diving save, and Power hit with the yellow. You don't see yellow cards issued often in girls soccer, but they're not unprecedented. That yellow card comes in the 24th minute. So Hadley Johnson, with her first clutch opportunity, makes the most of it. She hadn't taken a shot at all. But Lakeville North issuing a response. I'll say this much, no goals yet, but don't tell me there aren't any highlights or anything exciting about a scoreless soccer game. This has been real intense. About as intense as a 0-0 game can be. And we still have a long way to go.
Subbing in for Stillwater, number 15, Diane O'Da. For Lakeville North, number 9, junior attacker Amanda Fias. Number 11, junior defender, Connor Sandy.
And Dringa. That'll be a foul.
Free kick, Lakeville North.
Pushed off a little too much on Sarah Petullo. Stillwater throwing it in. Lexi Huber lost her footing, and Marissa Bonilla can't reach the ball in time, so Lakeville North will take over. And that's going to be a foul on Padullo. So a free kick for Stillwater and a good position on the field to set up an attacking opportunity. Let's see what Darren Dringa does. Looks for someone on the backside. Lakeville North heads it away. Steble got it off. Lakeville North, or no, she did not. I thought she did for a moment. Instead, it's a goal kick.
Subbing in for Stillwater, number 20, senior Grace Foss.
Grace Foss making her first appearance. As subs start coming in.
Coming in for Lakeville North, number 3, sophomore forward Ashley Bennett. Number 26, junior defender Sarah Kuba.
Throwing coming in for the Panthers, coming up, I should say, for Sarah Kugler.
Hey, girls, stay with her.
Foul on Lexi Huber. She tried to wrestle control of the ball from number 12, Alina Tokoski. And after a wild and crazy first half, or first 20 minutes or so, things have settled down here as both teams remain in a scoreless draw. Bartosh looking for Bonilla, but the pass was too hard. And we've got a sizable student section out here. Also smells like cow. Smells like farmland. No, can you smell that, Bonnie? I'll tell you this much, that scent gets stronger when you go to Farmington. Well, Farmington right on the precipice of developed land and farmland. In fact, the school represents the border of that city. Farmington not too far from here. Stillwater will get the third corner kick of this one. Dara Andringa from the far side. Far left side from our vantage point. Here it comes. And that'll go out of play. Grace Foss tried to head it in the right direction, but could not do so. As dusk has turned to night here at Pony Stadium. Grace Foss not aware of the position of the ball. Tried to throw it in. As Foss getting direction from the official. Substitution coming in. Grace Foss wanted to put that ball in a hurry, put it back in play, but that's not how it works. Bonilla had nowhere to go on the right side. She was trapped on the edge. Lakeville North now will take over. Stillwater looking to set up an attack. Lakeville North will let that ball roll out of play. Huber got it off to a teammate. It was Sophie Steble, and she fired a dribbler. That was scooped up by Annie Waters. .345 left in the first half. Mike Peden all by myself, talking to myself. I said that already, didn't I? Stillwater went on the offensive early. Lobbed a lot of shots. A couple came close. Then you had Sydney Gilhorn coming up with a big defensive save by kicking the ball out of harm's way. Stillwater had a header off a corner, I believe, that went off the top of the crossbar, off the top of the post. Lakeville North, they had a couple of chances, including a diving save by Hadley Johnson that led to a yellow card for Brooke Power. And over the last few minutes, not a lot of development. That's number 18, Marley Williams. And Dringa decided to go for it and shoots that over the net.
One of our sponsors is Old Pecker Restaurant. It's a locally owned and operated family establishment since 1969. Serving made-to-order burgers, sandwiches, salads, pastas, and of course pizza. Their entire menu is available for dining and takeout over order.
Annie Waters with a goal kick. It's been a little while since she has seen action, but rest assured she will be ready. Don't let this lack of development, lack of opportunity fool you into thinking she won't be prepared. Remember, she came up with some big plays last year in the regular season meeting that led these schools to a scoreless draw.
One minute left, first half.
Under a minute now. Lakeville North looking for the clearance, and they won't get it in the traditional sense, but they do force a throw-in on their end, getting the ball off a Stillwater player. Stillwater looking for one more chance. That shot was deflected by Lakeville North. But Stillwater will get another chance on the throw-in. They don't have much time. Foss puts it in play right away. Bonilla, soft shot there. And will anyone catch up to it in time for the Ponies?
5, 4.
Well, they do get one more, but that's wide right. And that brings the first half to an end. So neither team able to get on the scoreboard. And credit some key defensive plays. Sidney Gilhorn with the biggest defensive play of the game. And Hadley Johnson making a diving save on the other end. So both teams sweating through some close calls. But we are scoreless as we head to the halftime intermission. We'll come back for half number 2 in a moment.
Across the Twin Cities Metro and beyond, TSP Television offers long-lasting digital coverage of your favorite athletes from the preps to the pros. It takes a lot of time and effort to give you this level of coverage. If you want to help out, visit us at patreon.com/GSP Television or paypal.me/GSP Television.
That's not how the song goes, Bonnie. But this is my favorite stadium anthem, and Queen happens to be one of my favorite bands. I often say I would have loved to have seen Freddie Mercury if he were around. He died when I was really, really little, unfortunately. But one of my favorites, and we'll find out if there is a favorite in this one. Lakeville North and Stillwater at a scoreless draw, but there was no shortage of scoring chances for the two schools, particularly Stillwater in the early part of the first half. They were all over it. But it's Lakeville North who wins the opening salvo. Ball again goes off the post.
Goal kick.
Louisa Schromoff was right there. Hadley Johnson hadn't caught up to the ball in time, and it went off the top. Oh, my goodness. Crossbar, post. What difference does it make? I think you're right, Bonnie. It is crossbar, but post. I think you know what I'm talking about. Wow. Stillwater, they've been that close a couple of times. Lakeville North has been oh so close. Both teams right there, and they just can't punch it in. As we said, no score, but no lack of scoring chances. So both sides have a lot to be mindful of here in the second half. This is our last scheduled soccer game of the fall season. As you know, it's not a long season, just 6 weeks. And we've got a foul on Lakeville North.
Free kick, Stillwater.
And if it does come to it, we would have extra time if neither side can get a goal here. But the way these teams have been able to get on the attack, who knows? I mean, Lakeville North, they made the right move, used the opening kickoff, and drove aggressively toward the goal, and it almost paid off.
Home at 9.
Well, after that high-octane, dramatic start to the second half, things have settled down again. Now Stillwater looking for a challenge, and they will get it. They will get a corner, I believe, out of this. Yep, that indeed was the case. It's the fourth corner for the Ponies. If you just joined us, for those watching on Valley Access channels, Brooke Power did get a yellow card in the 25th minute. Here's the corner from Andringa. And it went off a couple of Stillwater players, so Annie Waters had to field it to ensure nothing crazy would happen. So Brooke Power did get hit with a yellow. That came in the 24th minute after she collided with Hadley Johnson, who made a diving save to stop a Lakeville North chance. Now it's the Panthers who will throw it in. Sarah Patullo. Oh, somebody's got his popcorn ready. 34:40 left in regulation. And that will be a foul on Lakeville North.
Free kick, Stillwater.
Ponies will get the free kick opportunity. And it looks like there's a couple of drops of rain. Rain was not expected until tomorrow, so we'll have to see if this is just a passing sprinkle or something more. We've already dealt with enough rain.
Subbing in for Lakeville, number 3, sophomore forward Ashley Bennett, number 13, sophomore attacker Abby Ruin.
Checking the radar, there is a passing shower, but it's very, very small in size. So our equipment up here should be protected. And Annie Waters doing a good job protecting the nets for the Ponies. Four corners for the Ponies, one for the Panthers. Lakeville North sends it over to Stillwater. Hadley Johnson calls off number 13, Rachel Folden. Stillwater 11-2-0. Their two losses coming to Centennial 4-3. Centennial a top 10 team, and Eastridge. That one, not a loss that will look good come section time, although Eastridge certainly no slouch in Section 4. But we're going to have to keep an eye on the skies, and it doesn't look like just some passing sprinkles. Doesn't look like we'll get anything serious as far as rain chances. But we've already had our sports calendar delayed by rain. I'd rather not have more. Lakeville North of the throw-in with 30:50 left. Stillwater looking to get back on the attack, and it's been a while. As we said, they had a number of chances early in the first half, and then they tapered off. Lakeville North. Here they come. Stillwater's back line. Can they get set up in time? That was a good challenge by number 6, Madeline Purdy. Lakeville North was looking to set something up, and it almost worked. But the Panthers aren't done. Ashley Bennett tried to get something going the first time around. And Stillwater will send it out of play. Lakeville North knocking on the door. Stillwater has other ideas. Bartosz to Steble. And Dringa up the middle. Sealed off by Tukalski. Bonilla. Well, reset things with the throw-in. Actually, she'll hand it off to CJ Fredkov, I believe, for the throw-in. Then we're back at midfield. The Centennial loss, again 4-3. Here's Lexi Huber, but she has nowhere to go. Has to reset. And Dringa will boot that. Would have gone out of play. Annie Waters chooses to field it instead. The Eastridge loss could hurt Stillwater. It's all going to depend on this final week. Cretin-Durham Hall, that will be a tough test as Stillwater goes up against the scoring extraordinaire that is Paige Peltier, and then their season finale at White Bear Lake. Against White Bear Lake, I should say. They will host it. The result of that. Oh! Bartosh took that kick in the face from Carly Griffith, number 22. But I have to imagine whoever wins that one, if there is a winner, would get the 1 seed. Lakeville North fans a little antsy. They thought they had a chance to take a shot, and instead they're going to cough up the ball on a foul by number 13, Abby Rulin. As we said, this is our last scheduled regular season soccer game. It's a short season, just 6 weeks long, before you go into the playoffs. And the playoffs are kind of interesting. You have just 1 week with section finals, at least in Class 2A. And then 1 week, game in the week of the quarterfinals, and then if you make it to the semis and championship, you could be there for a little bit.
Setting in for Lakeville North, number 5, senior attacker Brooke Powell.
Temperatures in the mid-50s right now, 25 minutes left in regulation. But we might have more soccer action.
This time I'd like to take a minute to recognize another one of our silver sponsors, Lakeville Soccer Club. The mission is to teach fundamental skills, instill confidence, and build a love for the game of soccer in our youth players, while continuing to develop their players to the highest potential through skill development, excellent coaching, and superior training in a positive environment. Thank you, Lakeville Soccer Club, for your support.
Haley Nelson caught up to the ball and sends it past the touch line, which will award another throw-in for the Panthers.
Subbing in for Lakeville North, number 3, sophomore forward, Ashley Moore.
It is near the goal, though. Lakeville North hoping to set up a chance here as they get a throw on the near side. Carly Griffith looking to put the ball in play. Ball was loose. It still is. And it just rolls out of bounds. Another close call, this time on the part of Stillwater. And it doesn't seem to matter the intensity, the brevity, no matter how quick or long or dramatic these moments are, both sides have refused to allow a goal.
Foul. Free kick, Stillwater.
Ponies looking to set something up. And that's number 12, Alina Tukolsky, preventing that chance. Stillwater's front line, though, not relinquishing hope yet. Nelson and Brooke Power. Again, Power has the yellow card. Yellow cards, red cards are more rare in the sport of girls soccer. A deep shot that Annie Waters will field cleanly. That one, no real danger of that one bouncing in for a goal, but Annie Waters stays on top of it. Well, these Lakeville North fans are highly invested in these girls, aren't they? Most parents are. Hadley Johnson awaits to put the ball in play, and we'll do just that with a goal kick that gets to midfield. And Dringa. Both sides with a couple of opportunities in the second half. Steble passes to Huber. Lexi, though, doesn't have a lot of space to work with, so she tries to lead the defense away and look for that centering pass. And Stillwater will get the throw, and I'm a little surprised that Sophia Lundgren tried to field it. Looked like it was rolling out of play, and I thought she would have been content to let the ball do just that. But what do I know?
Number 4, sophomore backfielder Sarah Petullo. Number 9, junior attacker Anna Tobias. Number 11, junior defender Carmen Senni. And number 14, junior midfielder Emma Young.
Lakeville North waiting to throw it in. You can tell it's a little chilly. I see a few Stillwater players on the bench wrapped up in blankets. Of course, soccer and football, you are the most exposed to the elements, the changing elements, with the high school season starting in late August, late summer, 70, 80 degree days, and then you move to September where the weather changes and we trade the shorts and the t-shirts for jackets. Lakeville North substitution. Emily Hillis in place of Alina Tukolsky.
Visiting TCO is extremely convenient. Thank you, TCO, for your support. Subbing in for Lakeville North, number 8.
That's an offside call, much to the dismay of Lakeville North fans. Right idea, but that was a pretty... The Lakeville North fans may disagree with us, but Bonnie and I, based on our judgment, said that was an easy call to make, and it was. Lakeville North was definitely offside. Points are trying, though. I say, you never know. You might catch a break. $17:43. Again, if we don't come to a decision, if we don't have a winner at the end of regulation, as Stillwater makes a substitution, we will have 2 5-minute extra time periods, which these two schools are no stranger to, at least in this series. Neither team has played to an overtime this season. And a tie you would think could help White Bear Lakes push for that 1 seed in Section 4AA, because that would give them a nearly identical record. Stillwater could definitely use a win here. Lakeville North had a chance. And a good deflection. I think that was Mara Davis who took a shot at it. And CJ Fredkove was there. Got the deflection off her chest, I believe, and that allowed Hadley Johnson to haul in the ball harmlessly. Not quite as intense or emotional as Sydney Gellhorn's save earlier, but a stop is a stop. And there have been plenty of stops in this one. Huber tried to weave her way through a defender. That didn't happen.
Handball, free kick, Stillwater.
Handball is called. Haley Nelson with the free kick. And the flag goes up. That's offside. And we might have more. Looks like a yellow could be issued. No, injury timeout. Annie Waters took a dive and hit the turf. I thought they were going to issue a yellow for making contact with the keeper, but the ref was going to signal for the trainer, but Annie Waters says, I'm okay, and so we'll play on. No yellow issued, and that was an offside call on the Ponies. Stillwater takes a shot from deep. That goes off a Lakeville North player, and Stillwater pounces. An unfortunate deflection on the part of Lakeville North. And I think that was Steble, number 21, who used her head, literally. Well, given the way these two teams have played defensively, a situation like that was probably the best chance either side had to get on the board.
Well, coming in 14:39 left in the second half. Scored by number 21, Sophia Steble.
Sophia Steble does score the goal. It was deflected. It went off the head of a Lakeville North player. Sophia Steble was there to pounce on the miscue. That goal comes in the 66th minute. But this game far from done. Lakeville North, they've had a couple of chances here. They are not the most offensive team, though. They only score 2.1 a game. They are not known as a team that attacks as much as Cretin-Durham Hall or Stillwater does. And now the Ponies have a chance to make something happen on this set piece. It's their fifth corner of the game. Nelson tried to find Huber, can't do so, and the ball will roll out of play for a goal kick. But the Ponies do have a 1-0 lead thanks to Sophia Steble's highly unusual goal. Again, unusual because it took a header off a Lakeville North defender to make it happen. But again, these two teams are strong defensively. So it seemed like the only way to get a goal was to have something like that happen. But that is a key one. With scoring opportunities so few, in this series dating back to last season. Miscues, crazy bounces. Those are prime moments to put the ball in the net, and that's what Stillwater did. But still a lot of time left, 12:50 and counting, so nobody has won this just yet. And we've seen Lakeville North, they've taken a couple of stabs at Stillwater. If they could get a counter going, catch Stillwater out of position, they might have a chance to get the equalizer, but this would be a big win for the Ponies, as it would keep them ahead of White Bear Lake in the win column. And a win over Lakeville North, even though they're not in the top 10, that is another quality win you can add to the resume when it comes time for coaches to seed the sections. We know East Ridge, they could be a threat to anyone in Section 4AA. Beating Stillwater will do that. White Bear Lake, well, they'd like it to have a shot. And Stillwater would love an insurance score. Steble to Huber. Huber shakes a defender. Tries to fire up the middle through traffic, and Lakeville North will send it out of play. Throw-in coming up for the Ponies. And number 15. Naya Dobier. Huber. Not the best look, but that's all she had to work with. Another save for Annie Waters. And Annie Waters is a big reason why Lakeville North will not be an easy out no matter where they end up in the section. If you go by QRF, Rosemount the #1 team in Class 2A, but QRF and polls tell slightly different stories. Lakeville North, though, in position to get the 2 seed, and they do have that win over Rosemount in conference play. Rosemount with the better record, but Lakeville North figures to get that 2 seed if nothing more, because they'll have that Rosemount win to boast. Stillwater also having a win over Rosemount. So you're looking at the 2 teams, the only 2 teams to beat Rosemount this year. And as we enter the final week of the regular season, it's all about the resume. And you look at Stillwater. They took down Eden Prairie 2-0. They beat Rosemount 4-0. It wasn't just any old win. It was a convincing one. Just one bad loss to East Ridge. And a lot of quality wins. But Lakeville North, they're not ready to go away just yet. Karen Senni taking a shot on Hadley Johnson. Hadley catches the ball, but Lakeville North knocking on the door. As we said, still a lot of time left, 9:35. This is by no means a sure win for the Ponies, even though they do have that 1 goal. Again, that's the important thing. They did get that first goal. And sometimes 1 goal is all you need. We've seen that a couple of times in our soccer coverage here, including last year. Well, that was a fun one. #1, #2 in Class 2A, Stillwater Washburn. Was one of my favorite games to call. Lexi Huber almost tripped up over herself.
Corner kick, Stillwater.
And the Ponies with their 6th corner kick. A lot of set-piece chances. And that one is caught by Annie Waters. So Annie Waters adds another save to her total, but what Lakeville North needs is a score. 8 minutes to go. They've got to find a way to push the ball upfield. As we said, they are not a team that takes an aggressive approach on offense, so staring at a deficit is usually not a good sign. It means the Panthers will have to take some chances, perhaps. They're looking to set up here. Centering pass. Found Ashley Bennett momentarily. There's a shot and a save by Hadley Johnson. Bennett. Good ball. Hadley Johnson was there. And Hadley Johnson. She hasn't been peppered as much as Annie Waters has, but in those crucial situations, she has come up with some big saves. Including that diving save against Brooke Power that led to a yellow card on the Lakeville North senior. Huber. Andringa, now Stibley has it. Andringa moves her way through traffic, had nowhere to go. Tried to get it through the hole, and she did, but there was no Stillwater player to help her out. That'll be a goal kick. Now, we're coming up. We've noted this in some of our other soccer games, but we will mention this here as Lakeville North makes substitutions. Once we get to the 5-minute mark, Lakeville North still waiting to get their last player off the field, and Karen Sinney does just that. Now Annie Waters can put the ball back in play, but that does eat up some time. Once we get to the 5-minute mark, assuming the score doesn't change, if Stillwater were to make a substitution, the clock would stop. Again, part of the new rule instituted by the National Federation of High Schools. No time-wasting ploys are allowed under 5 minutes in the second half. Marissa Bonilla trying to shake off Sarah Kugler, and she is unable to do so. And gives up a throw-in to her. And even if you're the Ponies, the more time you can spend on the attacking side of the field, the 1-goal lead is by no means safe. That's going to be a foul on Lexi Huber.
Foul. Free kick. Lakeville North.
And it looks like Cindy Gilhorn was slow to get up momentarily, but she's all right. Marley Williams will put the ball in play. Now we're at the 5-minute mark. So again, 1-goal lead is by no means safe for obvious reasons, but if Stillwater, the more time they can spend on the attacking side, the less time Lakeville North has as that ball goes out of play. The less time the Panthers have for a counter-strike. Here is Bonilla. And that'll be a Stillwater throw-in, which she'll take with 3:55 and counting. The more time Stillwater can waste, the better. Annie Waters able to collect that, doesn't waste any time now. Tries to set up a counter move here, and Brooke Power using the header, but there's no one there. And Hadley Johnson will scoop it up, and she's going to take as much time as she needs to put the ball in play here. That time-wasting ploy that we discussed, only applicable in substitutions. It wasn't something you heard of commonly here. And we're going to have a clock stoppage for a substitution. Both teams, though, making subs. And again, this is the new rule. So the clock stops with 3:10. Ashley Bennett subbing in for Lakeville North, and Amelia Bartosh doing the same for the Ponies. So Mike Hubert making that substitution, and again, that is an example of the new rule in play. That official on top of it. They've had a few weeks to get accustomed to that rule. Lexi Huber pinned between a couple of Lakeville North defenders. It is Lakeville North ball. And still time. 2 minutes, 30 seconds. And Stillwater, if they can help it on defense, they will just send it away and force Lakeville North to throw it in, and that's exactly what they'll do. But the Panthers are inching closer to the goal. In fact, Carly Griffith, as the clock stops again, Carly Griffith, say if that pass found its mark or that throw in, Lakeville North would have had a prime scoring chance there. But they're not done yet. Less than 2 minutes. Another throw in for Griffith. And Stillwater will just clear it. They're not going to fool around. Bonilla, Marley Williams lost her footing. Williams nearly tackled Bonilla. Marissa fires, and that shot's off. Bonilla was looking for the silencer, but at the very least, it forces a goal kick, and it's going to eat up more time. And you would gladly take another goal, but all you want to do is eat up time and pick up a win. Make it 2 straight against Lakeville North. Steble lost her footing and loses control of the ball. We're at the 1 minute mark now. Stillwater clears it away. Lakeville North throw-in. Do the Panthers have anything left? It's so difficult to set up an attack. Oh, that was close. Andringa, a little bit of a push on Ashley Bennett. Didn't get called for a foul. That could have been dangerous, and that's going to be offside. The flag goes up. Lakeville North fans aren't happy about that, but Ruland was ahead of the defense. And that should, barring something strange, be enough for Stillwater to coast home to victory. Indirect kick. And with 10 seconds left,
10, 9,
that'll do it.
8, 7,
Stillwater pays a visit to Lakeville North, and thanks to
2,
an unusual bounce and a heads-up play by Sophia Steble, the Ponies come to Lakeville North and pick up their 3rd straight win, their 12th overall this season. 1-0 the final. Sophia Steble, the only goal scorer. She picks up her 10th goal of the year. But more importantly, the Ponies pick up another quality win and keep the inside track to the number 1 seed in Section 4-2A intact. We will try to get a word with Sophia Steble before we wrap things up here at Lakeville North Stadium. The Ponies beat the Panthers 1-0. This is high school girls soccer.
Across the Twin Cities Metro and beyond, TSP Television offers long-lasting digital coverage of your favorite athletes from the preps to the pros. It takes a lot of time and effort to give you this level of coverage. If you want to help out, visit us at patreon.com/GSP Television or paypal.me/GSP Television.
And I'm joined by Sophia Steble. Sophia, you scored the only goal tonight, and it came in a very unusual circumstance, but you were in the right place and you knew exactly what to do with it. Tell me, when that ball came your way off the Lakeville North deflection, what was your reaction?
I just knew I needed to head it down and not hit it over, and I just thought like I'd get my body behind it and it'd be all good.
How exciting was it and how relieving was that score? Because you had a few chances, especially in the first half, and a couple of times you were oh so close. That time you hit the mark.
Yeah, it was really exhilarating because we needed that push to go forward.
You've been a part of this Lakeville North series. You were on hand for a couple of thrilling games last year. What does it mean to get a win on the road against a solid Lakeville North program?
So good, because I think the past couple of years we've tied, so it means a lot to get this win.
Right. You did beat them, though, in the state quarterfinal last year, so let's not forget that. And then on the defensive end, your teammate, Hadley Johnson at keeper, she made a couple of big saves, including that diving one in the first half, got a couple stops in the second. How crucial was her defense?
Oh, we need her. Like, she saves us every time.
And for you and Lexi Huber have led the team in scoring all season. You pick up your 10th goal tonight. You join Lexi Huber in the double-digit category. Part of a balanced offense at Stillwater. How do you think that's helped you throughout the season as you now sit at 12-2-0?
It's really good to have multiple people scoring and scoring a lot of goals, too. That helps.
Last week of the season, you've got two tough teams, Cretin-Durham Hall and White Bear Lake, so you go up against arguably the state's top player and a team that isn't afraid to take you on, so how will this win give you momentum?
Well, we just need to know that we need to come out in the first half like we did today, and that will really help us going forward.
All right, you want to say hi to anybody?
Hi, family.
Well, Sophia Stebley, congrats on the win. I'll let you catch up with the team and enjoy the rest of the weekend.
Thank you.
All right, that's Sophia Stebley of the victorious Stillwater Ponies. 1-0 is the final over Lakeville North. That does it here from Lakeville North Stadium. For our crew, I'm Mike Beaton. Thank you for watching.